Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a newborn American baby. Their mother just gave birth in a hospital in New York, Houston, or Los Angeles. The nurse hands the little one to their parents, and the father glances at the baby's tiny fingers and toes, overwhelmed, thinking, "My child is an American citizen now. They'll be able to grow up with full rights, with peace of mind." That moment, that hope, that relief. What if someone told you that might not be guaranteed anymore? Today, we're talking about a serious shift in U.S. immigration law and birthright citizenship. You may have heard conflicting headlines saying, "Birthright citizenship is gone," or "Children born in the U.S. no longer automatically become citizens." It can feel terrifying, confusing, especially if you're an immigrant or thinking of building a family here. I'm here to walk you through what's real, what's proposed, and what could change for you and your children. Let's begin with what birthright citizenship has meant. Since the 1860s, under the 14th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, any person born on U.S. soil, with very few exceptions, automatically becomes a U.S. citizen. That has offered security for immigrant families. No matter where parents come from, their child born here has all the rights of citizenship from day one. Now, fast forward to 2025. There's a growing movement in Congress and among some leaders toward ending automatic birthright citizenship. That means a child born in the U.S. might not automatically be a citizen by birth. Instead, the law could require at least one parent to have legal permanent resident status or even U.S. citizenship for the child to qualify. What does this really mean? And how might that work? Suppose a couple enters the U.S. without documents or with temporary visas, and they have a baby in California in 2026. Under new proposed rules, that baby might not automatically qualify as a U.S. citizen. Instead, the parents might need to apply for legal permanent resident status and wait a certain number of years, maybe 5 or 10, before their child becomes a citizen. Until then, the child could be considered undocumented or non-citizen, even if born in America. Let's go step by step how this change would affect different people. First, newborn babies. Under today's 14th Amendment rule, their citizenship is guaranteed. Under the proposed change, citizenship would become conditional on parent status. That means a baby born here could grow up without citizenship, unless parents qualify for certain immigration status. Second, school, from kindergarten to college. For children without citizenship, access to certain benefits might be different. Maybe they cannot receive in-state tuition or certain financial aid reserved for citizens. Maybe they face immigration scrutiny or lack of eligibility to vote when they come of age. Third, job opportunities. Without citizenship, certain jobs, government jobs, security clearances, jobs requiring U.S. citizen status may be off-limits. That can derail long-term dreams. Fourth, travel and passport. A citizen is eligible for a U.S. passport. Non-citizens born in the U.S. might face restrictions traveling abroad or re-entering the U.S. easily. Fifth, stability. Citizenship provides protection against deportation. Without it, families may live in fear that the parent's immigration status could cause separation, even if the child was born in America. I know this sounds heavy, but you may be wondering, has this change already happened? Is it law now? The honest answer, not yet. As of late 2025, no constitutional amendment or federal law has fully repealed birthright citizenship. What we have is serious political debate, proposed bills, and shifting Supreme Court conversations. Why is this happening? Some lawmakers say birthright citizenship has been abused, pointing to children of undocumented immigrants or arguing that automatic citizenship encourages unauthorized immigration. They believe citizenship should be earned, not automatic. Others, including many immigrant rights groups, civil rights organizations, and constitutional scholars, warned that ending automatic citizenship would break a century and a half of legal tradition, create a large permanent underclass, and hurt millions of innocent children born here who have no control over their parents' status. So where does that leave everyday families? If you are an immigrant living or planning to live in the United States, you may feel uncertain. You may wonder, will my child be safe? Will they grow up with American rights? Here's what you should do to prepare. First, stay informed. Watch for any new bills in Congress or rulings by the courts. Second, if you have children or are planning to, think about legal status early. If possible, apply for permanent residency or citizenship, because under many of the proposed plans, having lawful permanent resident status may be a requirement for giving your child citizenship at birth. Third, document everything. Keep records of birth certificates, tax filings, leases, anything that helps prove you have been living in the U.S. legally or long-term. That could help if future laws include residency requirements. Fourth, consult legal experts. Immigration law is complex. If proposals become law, only a skilled immigration attorney can guide you. Let me walk you through an example. Imagine a family from Central America. Mother and father entered on a tourist visa, overstayed and lived in Texas for a few years. They had a baby in 2027. Under current law, baby is a citizen. Under a new law, maybe not. The parents would need to adjust status first, get permanent residency, maybe after paying fines, waiting years, maybe being detained or denied, depending on background. Meanwhile, their child grows up in limbo. No passport, no guaranteed access to services, maybe no path to full citizenship. Consider another scenario. A mother holds a valid green card. She gives birth in Florida in 2026. Under many proposed plans, her child would qualify for U.S. citizenship because the parent already had legal permanent resident status at time of birth. But it may not be instantaneous. The law might require registration or approval by immigration authorities. That would create different classes of babies. Some automatically citizens, others not, depending entirely on parents' status. That means two children born on the same day in the same hospital could have different legal standing. You might wonder, what about children born previously, before such laws take effect? Would they lose citizenship retroactively? That is very unlikely, because courts tend to avoid retroactive laws that strip citizenship from people who are already citizens. But this remains uncertain. Some proposals talk about grandfathering existing citizens, others are vague. That uncertainty is painful. Imagine being 12 years old, believing you are American, going to school, playing sports, fantasizing about college, only later being told, sorry, you aren't a citizen. Many people would feel betrayed, insecure. That fear alone could create emotional trauma for families. So why is this important for you to know now? Because legal changes, constitutional amendments or laws, take time. They require debates, votes, maybe a constitutional process. When or if they pass, news could move fast. And you, your family, your children will need to act fast. I also want to stress one important thing. This discussion doesn't aim to scare you. It aims to encourage awareness and action. The U.S. has always been a country of immigrants, of families seeking hope, opportunity, safety. If the law changes, it should not destroy that hope, but prepare you to protect it. What can you do now, in 2025, to reduce risks? Document your legal presence. If you're eligible, apply for permanent residency or naturalization. Help your friends and community know. Share accurate information. Support immigrant rights organizations pushing for fair, just solutions. If you already have children born in the U.S., celebrate, but stay prepared. Keep copies of their birth certificates, always safeguard their paperwork, and if possible, when they're old enough, help them apply for U.S. citizenship formally under newly defined rules. At the same time, watch for updates. Follow trustworthy legal news. Don't panic because of rumors, but don't ignore serious proposals either. Treat this like preparing for a storm. Gather supplies, know your rights, have a plan. This is more than paperwork. It's about identity, belonging, security. It's about whether a child born here can look forward to life without fear or worry that tomorrow something might change. If you're a dreamer, if you came here because America represented hope, opportunity, freedom, you deserve clarity. You deserve fairness. And most of all, you deserve peace of mind that your children belong here too. I don't know exactly how these debates will end. Maybe birthright citizenship will remain. Maybe lawmakers will adopt new qualification standards. Maybe courts will weigh in. What I know is being prepared, informed, and legally grounded gives your family the best chance no matter what happens. So take this time now to check your status, gather your documents, talk to a licensed immigration attorney if you can, and share this information with others you know. If you want, I'll put resources in the description. Contact information for trusted immigrant rights organizations, links to government immigration services, and guides to help you understand what could change. Thank you for listening. If you found this video helpful and you want more updates on U.S. immigration law, breakdowns of proposed bills, what they mean for immigrants like you, please hit subscribe. Stay safe, stay informed, and know your story matters.